Hi there, I'm just going to talk you through the two trades I took on the 14th of July in the morning session. As you can see, I'm marking up this fair value gap. I'm waiting for the 10:45 open to see exactly what is going to happen, if we're going to reverse and go back down, or we're going to move up higher. As you can see, I dropped down to the 15-second time frame, and I'm looking for that market structure shift, let's say. I'm looking at the reversal that would have taken place earlier, and I'm thinking, okay, we've got a market structure shift here. In my mind, I was jumping in, maybe over anticipated, but the good thing is, you can see, I put on two trades. I put my stop loss on. I was looking for price to return to that 9:30 open, but as you can see, I quickly got stopped out. Why? Because obviously that fair value gap actually became an inverted fair value gap, and I saw that actually I was going in the wrong direction, and this is what tape reading is all about, changing and reading what the charts are saying, and hopefully I'm getting much better at it. So as we can see now, as we're approaching 11 o'clock as such, the price is continuing up higher. We had a retracement, but the trade is going in finally in the right direction. You would have seen at 9:45 there was a reversal, and so we're actually looking at the continuation model. At the 10:30 you would have seen there was a pullback, and then we continue moving on higher, targeting the top of that price range. But I also see that at the equilibrium of that price range, there is a fair value gap from earlier, that, as you can see, which is already marked out. So I'm like, do we take it here, or is it going to punch through? As you can see, price does start to retrace there. And yeah, in the end, I think I'm also conscious that we're approaching the lunchtime. Do I want to be in it? Is it going to continue up higher immediately, or is it going to reverse maybe during lunch? And in my mind, I'm thinking I should take something off at this point in time, because I'm not liking how it's going, and that's what I do. But as you can see, as we move into the after lunch, you saw through lunch it continued up higher to the point of that I had my original take profit, but I'm now looking to see if price is actually going to reverse here. And as you can see, I placed a trade, and I was looking for it to come down. All in all, there's a decision you have to make. Do you sit through all of that consolidation that happened between 11:30 and 1 o'clock and 12:30 through that lunchtime, that back and forth? That's, I decided to save my mental equity and got out before the lunchtime. And that's fine. And as you can see, price did get to my original take profit after lunch, but I didn't really want to sit through that, because, as I say, it could have just gone the opposite direction. And so here, as you can see, when we get to the, after 1 o'clock, 1:15, I put on the trade, thinking that we were going to reverse. I put it on without, I guess, enough analysis, really. Why did I think it would reverse? Just because it's 1:15 after lunchtime, and there's a liquidity that had built up from during the lunchtime. I think that's what in my mind I was thinking. But as you can see, price just moves back and forth for the remainder of the afternoon. And so, this day was, a good lesson for me in terms of, enough is enough. Why was I tracing a second trade? Yes, price did eventually get to my original take profit, but I made that decision to take the profits that I had before lunchtime, and that should have been enough. And I believe this was, a realization for me that, you don't have to try and push it all of the time. And you can just take what you've got, preserve what you have, because ultimately that is what's going to affect your profit and loss at the end of the day. As you can see, we do start to move down into my direction, but it is somewhat short-lived, and we have retracement, we have SMT, and there is a considerable amount of, I would say, SMT on both sides. And when you see that SMT on both sides, that tells you we've got consolidation. High resistance, whatever you want to call it, but it's consolidation, and it's there, and it's whether or not you want to sit through it. So essentially, that's what happened for me on the 14th. It was ultimately 2 wins in a row, but essentially it was a good day in terms of that I was able to preserve, and I didn't just hold on to that trade overnight. I literally just, in the end, closed it and moved on. So let me know what your thoughts are, how you have been getting on. I'm going to be releasing a few more videos over the next couple of days. I'll be honest, I haven't been able to do much recording, and I've gone down some rabbit holes as it relates to this ICT logo and trying to work out what those hidden numbers are and the code for the time, and using that Fibonacci time zone indicator, but I'll talk to you about those in the next videos. But I believe I've turned a corner in terms of my trading. So thanks ever so much for watching. Hopefully you find some use out of this, and I wish you all the best in your journey as well.